go. You guys hear me all right? All right, I'll just kind of stand close. Good afternoon and welcome. What a great turnout. This is awesome. What an exciting day. On behalf of the City of Sioux Center and Jordan University, we want to welcome you here to this dedication and ribbon cutting ceremony for the American State Lake Sports Complex. My name is Scott Wienia, City Manager for the community of Sioux Center. As I mentioned, this is a great day, a day to celebrate, a day we've been talking about for a number of years. Now to get to this point, another exciting opportunity to share in a joint venture between the city and Jordan. We have a handful of speakers with us today that are actually going to share some comments about our partnerships that we have in the community. This is just another example of that great spirit of cooperation. First, before we get started, I do want to thank a handful of people that have been involved in the project. We had a number of folks that were involved from businesses, industries, and other folks. First of all, I'd like to thank the existing, the current mayor and city council members for their role. Also want to thank the previous mayor and city council members that were involved in this project. This is a project that's been discussed for a number of years as we move forward, so certainly want to thank their role in moving it forward. Also thanks to the many city staff members that were involved. We had a number of folks that were involved, not only in the planning and the development of the project before it moved forward, from going to visit different domes, talking about grant projects, and different portions there, Dennis Doctor in his role, Levin Matra in his role, the many other opportunities and stuff that we had to visit different domes. Also want to thank other city staff that were involved, for our utility members, all the different utility connections and stuff that we had to make this project happen. Also thanks to our partnership with Jordan University, their role, thanks to the board of directors for their vision of working with the city to move this forward. Thanks to President Eric Hoekstra. I think Eric and I had a handful or a lot of conversations over the last number of years of working through the different details to see this project move forward. I want to give a special shout out to Howard Wilson. Howard's around here, there's Howard over there. So Howard was kind of our lead through the entire construction portion of the project. It's been a pleasure working with Howard on this project. Certainly exciting to see this come to this point. Ross Dowlett, Director of Athletics at Jordan University. Carrie Crone, our Facility Director. Where's Carrie at? I'm sure she's hiding in the back there somewhere. That's kind of what she does. Carrie started actually last June already. We hired her when we were kind of the implementation phase of moving this forward. Carrie's done a fantastic job to get this facility to operations. As you'll see if you go on the website, and we'll talk about that more later, we have a number of programs that are already up and rolling here, so thanks to Carrie and her team. Also Jeff Zomer and some of the other coaches for their involvement, and the many Jordan student athletes. You probably saw when we had those really cold days out here, the Jordan student athletes were actually out in the field, spreading out the tarp, getting it to operation point. Also to our contractor crew. We had a number of contractors that were involved. Special thanks to general contractor Skelling Construction, specifically Dave Claringa, for his coordination of the various details of the project. It was incredible some days of all the different pieces of the puzzle that he had to put together to make it happen. So appreciate his efforts there. Mike Weenie with West Branch Construction, and then Yating Domes, who was also another general contractor for the dome portion of the building. Hastings and Chavetta, EDA. Hastings and Chavetta was our lead architect on the project. EDA and DGR Engineering for their roles there as well. And we also want to thank the community. A lot of the community came along with us on this project. We certainly appreciate their support. Want to say thanks to Heritage Village for their partnership through the transition to move to the Tower Fields, Sioux County Youth Fair, and the county to eventually facilitate their move as we go forward to the new municipal airport. Also excited for our partnership with Sioux Center Health. Excited to have Sioux Center Health partner with us in the operations of this facility moving forward. So, with that, at this time, I'd like to introduce Ross Delma. Ross is the Director of Athletics with Jordan University. He began his term after a 9-year stint as head men's basketball coach. So he started as AD back in 2018. He's responsible for the implementation of the Defender Way, which is a holistic philosophy that enhances institutional integrity, promotes athletic department consistency, and assures coaching accountability. This past year, Ross was named Great Plains Athletic AD of the Year. Please welcome Ross Delma.
Thanks so much, Scott, and both your leadership and your wonderful partnership is exemplary. Before we go any further, can we please give Scott a round of applause? The American State Bank Sports Complex is a testament to the collaborative spirit that permeates the Sioux Center community. And it's a spirit that was handed down to us over a half-century ago when the unique and special partnership known as joint use was formulated in the late 1960s. Today, we are the caretakers of this special relationship that exists between Dordt University, the City of Sioux Center, and the Sioux Center Community School District. Giants such as Topaski, Den Herder, Zylstra, Skibout, Wallstra, Clausing, and O'Donnell, to name a few, have ushered in an era that has fostered leadership from contemporaries Wenia, Hoekstra, Kraling, McEldowney, and Spear. Evidence of this special relationship is seen in the development of Open Space Park, Open Space Stadium, the All-Season Center, and the relationship among the arts in our community. Practically speaking, the American State Bank Sports Complex serves as an avenue to administer athletics and recreation differently. Outside of politics and entertainment, few cultural pillars are as tainted as athletics. The American State Bank Sports Complex affords us the opportunity to demonstrate there is a different and better way to administer and promote athletics and recreation. The holistic and welcoming experiences we aim to provide, we pray, will transform and redeem the sports culture that's gone awry. Specifically, Defender Athletics stands to gain significantly from the development of this wonderful complex. The spacious facility promotes and enhances safety at every turn for our soccer, football, baseball, softball, and softball teams. The competitive marks of these teams will undoubtedly increase because of the American State Bank Sports Complex. The Dordt University softball program, beginning this February, will host 3 tournaments on consecutive weekends for 8 teams. The possibilities are limitless. We are only bound by our own creativity as to how to effectively use this space. While this facility is historic on many levels, history also tells us this will likely not be the last joint use venture we embark upon together. The American State Bank Sports Complex is a shining example of why Sioux Center is a special place with special people. Thank you to all who made this possible. At this time, it's my honor and privilege to introduce and welcome Stan Spear to the stage. Graduating from Westmore College with a degree in business in 1977, Stan has been with the AMBANK Company since 1989, currently serving as their president and CEO. As an active community member, Stan has been involved with the Sioux Center Chamber, Sioux Center Health, City of Sioux Center committees, local service organizations, and his church in numerous capacities. He is very passionate about improving our community and looks forward to seeing Sioux Center continue to grow. Stan is also the current chair of the aforementioned Joint Use Committee, the group that fostered the genesis of this wonderful facility. Thank you, Stan, for all you do for our community.
Kind of an auspicious start with Westmar. Westmar, I did hear they're offering free rides. So 2023 happens to be the 50th anniversary of American State Bank in Sioux Center. And so I see Dale over here, a shout out to him. But 50 years ago, he came into town with a small mobile home and a flagpole. And that's how it all started. And so the rest is history. But it's with that progress through cooperation that we firmly believe in, that makes it a very good fit for us on our 50th anniversary to partner with the City of Sioux Center and Dordt University for this wonderful facility. This is a great opportunity for us. Dordt University provides so many things that we are able to enjoy in our community, including graduates that become very good employees. So thank you very much for that. We look forward to the multifunction use of this facility and the economic impact that it will provide for many, many retail places in the community of Sioux Center. It also fits very well our model that the usage of this will be beyond Sioux Center. It will be Northwest Iowa And we have many offices in Northwest Iowa as well as South Dakota. So the model fits very well for us, and we're very appreciative to have this opportunity to partner with both the City of Sioux Center and York University. So on behalf of American State Bank, the AmBank companies, all of our employees, and the DeHerter family, we say thank you.
Thank you, Stan. Yeah, Stan does a fantastic job with our Joint Use Committee. He kind of is the kind of group between the schools and the York and the city. Every once in a while, we may get a little off task, and Stan kind of brings us back in and said, hey, let's get back in a group. We're about joint use. We got to work together to help them move forward. So appreciate that, Stan. The City of Sioux Center also partnered with the state of Iowa and was successful in being awarded a Community Attraction and Tourism Grant of $500,000 through the Iowa Economic Development Authority. We are excited to have with us today the Director of Economic Development for the state of Iowa, Director Debbie Duran. Debbie is a longtime economic and community development professional who serves as Executive Director of the Iowa Economic Development Authority and the Iowa Finance Authority. Durham was named to the position by Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds in January of 2019. Durham was first appointed to lead IEDA in 2011 and has turned the agency into a successful public-private partnership, landed billion-dollar economic development projects for Iowa, and worked tirelessly to expand trade and investment opportunities for the state. She was appointed to lead the Iowa Finance Authority in 2019 when Governor Reynolds recognized an opportunity to further bolster Iowa's communities and economy by bringing together these two organizations. Durham prides herself to building coalitions, supporting new ventures, and strengthening the state's industries and communities. With that, let's please welcome our good friend to Sioux Center in Northwest Iowa, Director Debbie Durham.
It is indeed a distinct honor to be here on this banner day for the city of Sioux Center, York University, and the state of Iowa. You know, legendary Iowa athlete and Olympic gold medalist and coach Dan Gable has famously said, gold medals are really made of gold. They're made of sweat, determination, and hard-to-find ally, call it guts. I couldn't think of a more fitting quote for the group of public-private community leaders who, through your resolve and determination, have made today's grand opening of the American State Bank Sports Complex a reality. And thank you, Stan, for being such great corporate citizens in all the communities in which you serve. So thank you. Well, because of your tenacity, the sports complex we're celebrating today will be an epicenter of action, where cheers will be heard, hard-fought games will be played, life lessons will be learned, friendships will be forged, and memories will be made by athletes from near and far. As a doting grandmother, I'm proud to share that I welcome another grandson into the world just this very week, and while living this world a better place for our next generation, it's always my driving force. This thought is especially on my heart today as I see the promise of this amazing new facility and the lives it is going to enrich. And just as our children will change the world, as Nelson Mandela said, sports has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does in our world today. It speaks to youth in a language that they understand. And win or lose, we know these youth and their families will work up an appetite and dine at the local restaurants, get a good night's rest in the local hotels, and will visit yet another attraction while they're in the area. In fact, we're all familiar with vacations and staycations, but one of the country's hottest new travel trends is turnations. Turnations. As this name suggests, it happens when a family plans a vacation around the child's sports events, right? How many of us have done that over the years? After all, combining vacation with sports and travel is a great way to make the most of time together with family, and it just simply makes sense. Visitors from out of state are vital components to Iowa's tourism industry. Tourism in Iowa actually generated more than $6.1 billion in the year 2021. This direct visitor spending generated a total economic impact of $9.4 billion, sustaining nearly 65,000 new jobs and generating $1 billion in state and local tax revenues in the year 2021. So drawing out-of-state visitors to Iowa is critical, not just for the economic impact generated from their visit, because we know that when people see Iowa's amazing quality of life, low cost of living, thriving neighborhoods, and abundance of quality jobs, it can open their eyes to the possibility of becoming an Iowan themselves. The sports industry tourism has been labeled as one of the fastest growing segments within the travel industry by the World Tourism Organization. The state of Iowa has taken notice, investing in programs including the Regional Sports Authority District grants through the Iowa Tourism Office and sports tourism grants available through the Enhanced Iowa Award to help communities draw in youth, amateur, and professional sporting events. Governor Reynolds has also allocated a transformational $100 million in Destination Iowa for large-scale tourism-related projects. A famous quote inspired by one little-known film shot in Iowa once said, "If you build it, they will come." And I have no doubt that not only will the projected 200,000 annual visitors come, but they will also continue to come back. They'll stay longer, and they will fall in love with all that Sioux Center and the state of Iowa has to offer. So I look forward to seeing the completion of all these gold medal-worthy projects and endless positive economic ripple effects that this project and so many others are sure to have. So again, congratulations to the community, Dordt University, American State Bank, and all involved. You've hit it out of the park and are creating a place where people want to live, work, and play. So God bless you. Thank you.
Stand up. Thanks, Abby. Thanks for your comments. I'd now like to introduce President of Dordt University, Eric Hoekstra. Eric is currently serving as the 4th president at Dordt University in the middle of his 11th year in that role. Please welcome President Eric Hoekstra.
Director Durham, thank you for coming today, and thank you for investing with this community in this great facility. And when you get a chance, please thank the governor as well for her vision for Iowa, the way in which she led us through the pandemic to really be a blessing. So please pass that along. You know, momentum is an interesting thing. To observe a lot of sports activities at Dordt University, and you can tell when a team has momentum. The gym or the field just changes a little bit. Fans will be a little bit leaning into their seats. And I think this facility exemplifies momentum for our town, for our university, for our community, for our region, and for our state. I just want to say thank you to so many people that have created this momentum. The largest of which would be American State Bank in this case. Dordt had a vision for this facility. I'll tell you that story real quickly because it comes back to actually your brother-in-law, Denny Wallstrom, was mayor. When I first went to the Dome, the first time I had ever been in a Dome, it was 14 years ago. I went to Canada, and one of Dordt's administrators had become president of the college up in Canada, and they were opening a Dome at the same time as his inauguration. So I was there, and I walked in, and my mouth dropped. And some of you will have that experience here in just a few minutes. Your mouth will drop when you go in there. I came back, and Denny Wallstrom was a friend and mayor. I wasn't president yet at the time, but we had a conversation about what an outstanding facility that would be for this region. And Denny just slowly on kept that in front of the city through the strategic planning pieces. We didn't know if it was going to be a good idea or not. But just like the ice arena that your organization invested in almost 20 years ago, there weren't very many people that did ice hockey back then. People thought, well, they're just building that for Dordt. And I want to say thank you to the city for building the ice arena. It's helped our students and our Blades and now our Defender Hockey program. But I hope that now with hundreds of students now playing ice hockey over there, the same thing will happen here with softball, with baseball, with soccer, and just with general recreation. And so this is, again, one of those momentum pieces. Moved here 26 years ago to a town that I thought, okay, I'm going to teach at Dordt for a while. But if I don't do that, I wonder what else. And I always describe this town like the city of Mayberry, but it's in color. I think if you've lived here for a while, you understand exactly what I mean. One time I was driving to Hull. I was speeding before I left town, and the policeman pulled me over and said, "What's the hurry?" I said, "I have a meeting in Hull." He said, "Okay, when you get back to town, stop by the police station and pick up your ticket." I kid you not, that happened. Mayberry in color. But my role today is simply to say thank you. Thank you to this community for being such a great place to host Oregon University. We hope that we are a faithful partner in that. We want to continue to do our very best to create that momentum. But I want to say thank you to American State Bank, to Dale Dinner for the years of service as a mayor, city council, philanthropist, a business owner, encourager. You've been such an encourager to me over the last 11 years as president to say, go for it, we can do this. And then you stood behind us with this. So would you just all join me in thanking Bill and Murray. They, of course, are the lead donor to this facility, but we also have a number of other donors that I'd just like to acknowledge right now. Pizza Ranch Corporation, Kevin DeVries, one of our alumni from the West Coast. A lot of this money has been brought from beyond Iowa. Please note that to the governor. David Vanderpool, also from the West Coast. Pella Window and Pella Roll Screen Foundation, P&H Wholesale, American Popcorn from Sioux City. The Purdue Foundation and Purdue Premium Meats, Henry and Carla Bile and Holiday Inn Express. Joe's TV and Appliance, Joyner and Zord Dentistry, Northwestern Bank, the Hampton Inn Orange City, Steve and Sherry Howard, and the Rental Center. We're all major contributors to this facility. Would you join me in thanking them? Momentum is an interesting thing, but you can lose it. I've watched your teams do that as well. And for all of you gathered here today, I want to challenge you that it's not the speakers here or American State Bank that are responsible solely for momentum. Momentum is the most powerful when it comes from every place. So the momentum of this town, the progress through cooperation, yes, it's about Stan Spear, and it's about Carl Zostra, Maury Topaski, and Dale Dinherd, but it's also about every citizen of this town getting to know their neighbor, getting to help out their neighbor, getting to maybe shovel the snow for a neighbor in an early morning time. But it's also, when you go in this facility, I guarantee you when you're in this facility, there are going to be people you don't know. And we built this facility for this town to interact over sport and to become a better town because of that. So I'm going to challenge every one of you, as you're in this facility or somebody new moves to town, take the time to get to know them, because the kind of momentum that's built person by person is even more powerful than the momentum that's built by a joint use committee or a city council or a board of trustees at the university. We'll do our part, but I want to challenge you to do your part as well. And in that spirit, I want to invite out my friend David Craylin, serving his 5th year as mayor of Sioux Center, former business partner of mine, executive at Interstates, former school teacher at Sioux Center Community Schools. David is one of those leaders that makes this community a better place. Mayor Craylin.
Thank you, Mayor Hoekstra. Projects as large as this one do not happen without tons of collaboration. We've heard about the collaboration between the City of Sioux Center and North University. I'd also like to take a moment to reemphasize and acknowledge the efforts of the Heritage Village Board. Mary Grotenhuis and Monty Creams are here today, and I want to thank them and the hundreds of volunteers and thousands of hours of work that went into reimagining and completing the move of Heritage Village to its new location. In the church where I grew up, it was customary to present 3rd graders with their Bibles. So picture that, and you maybe experienced something similar. Brand new, pristine, red leatherette, brand new Bibles on a table in the front of the church. And before those were distributed, our pastor gave us an interesting challenge. He took out his well-worn Bible and said, Bibles are intended to look used, not new and pristine. And then his second challenge was a little tougher for an 8-year-old to understand. He said, I want to challenge you to share this. And he didn't mean just share its contents, he meant share it. And he said, if you meet someone along your way that doesn't have one and is interested in one, give them yours and I'll get you another. How about that message today as we think about this facility? We're going to take good care of it. It's going to look good. That's the way we do things around here. We're going to take care of it. It's going to look new, and it's going to get used. We're going to use it and enjoy it. And we're going to share it. And that's a pretty cool thing to be a part of. So I want to echo President Hoekstra's comments. Make this about community. Make this about community. Last summer, we dedicated a sculpture to the memories of Maury Topaski and his wife, Vera. Maury served as Sioux Center's mayor for a couple of decades. Across 7th Avenue in the middle of Dort's campus, we have the B.J. Hahn Auditorium dedicated to the memory of B.J. Hahn, the founder of Dort University. Here we have the American State Bank Sports Complex, and while it doesn't have Dale and Hers name on it, we know the legacy that those people have given to our community. And I am profoundly grateful for the opportunity we have to build on that legacy of working together for the greater good. It's my pleasure to introduce Daniel Finley for a few comments and some directions on cutting this ribbon. Daniel?
Thank you, Mayor Crayley. Appreciate everyone coming today. To conclude, I just have a couple comments before we make our way to the church for the ribbon cutting. As they stated, I'm the chair of the board of the chamber. Barb wanted to be here today, but had a conflict come up. So I just want to share one fitting thing that I found recently from an article in Sioux Center News from 1976. And that article was words written about Maury Topaski 10 days after he passed away. And I thought they were very fitting for this occasion and for today. So I'm going to read those lines to you, 5 lines. Maury believed in Sioux Center. He wanted it to live, to continue upward, and to derive the greatest possible attributes its people could have for generations to come. Maury held the line against quick, uninspired solutions that would have easily led Sioux Center downhill. If it was industry the community needed to survive, then it would be an industry that followed the traditions of Sioux Center's agricultural background. If it was entertainment, then it would be meaningful, truthful, valuable, and forever. If it was city, then it would be planned and devised for all and not a few. And I just want to say thank you to the leaders of the city, to the leaders of Dort University, to the community members that make this vision come to life every single day and come to life in this facility. You know, this facility was inflated in 8 hours, I think, but it was a lot of conversations, a lot of hard work behind the scenes to make it all possible. And I just think about 16 years ago, a junior in high school came to Sioux Center, Iowa for the very first time on a summer family vacation. Who would ever thought a vacation here? And that 16-year-old stayed at the Econo Lodge, went to the family table, which is now Sioux County Livestock, watched a movie at the movie theater, Talladega Nights, and didn't really think much of it, but the people we interacted with, the strangers that became friends, the love, the warmth, the joy that we experienced as a family, to be here in Sioux Center. And I think that's what excites me about this facility is, you know, that junior in high school, that's me. 16 years later, I'm here. And there's going to be so many families impacted because of that warmth, because of that joy, because of that hospitality that's going to happen in our business community, that's going to happen in our restaurants, in the streets of Sioux Center, here at this facility, and what that means for generations to come. So yes, we're celebrating the completion of this building today, but it's really a beginning for those new families, for this community to take another step forward into how do we interact, welcome, and continue to propel this mission of progress and collaboration together. So thank you for coming, thank you for your time and your work and being a part of this community. And I think the next step is to make our way towards the church and have an opportunity to take a view, and then we'll cut the ribbon and